know that this is my destiny. I was at my lowest, he saw the best of me. All of my doubts are the rest in peace. Buried them deep, then I leg, I can work with the rest of me. Yes, I am blessed, never stress, disconnect from all my demons. They can never get the best of me. Truly blessed to be a...
Give me a reason to not hate the goddamn lawnmowers outside. Anyway, welcome everyone back to another episode of Nomadic Reviews, where, as promised, we are covering the second Sims machinima that's been on my plate for a while, and I've been trying to do a lot of research for it, because I feel like a lot of y'all don't remember. This takes a lot of time, and I need to take in all the scenes left and right now, because this is a big... So, we are looking at Raison d'Etre.
Because I want to go out to a club and dance.
Raison d'Etre, unlike the other couple of series we've been covering, is a little bit more down to earth than expected.
What?
As a series based around just normal everyday people at a young age that are trying to go through the monotony of the world of what is the right choice through cringy wordplay left and right, absentee mishaps here and there, and just being kids just trying to figure out life and its ultimate mysteries. It kind of just sets the tone and cadence of this is just a nice old, it's not slice of life, but more like a TV drama from like Canada or Great Britain, not America, because...
Bring it on, bitch!
For characters, I'm only going to be focusing on the main girl, which is Rain. Her story is something that I feel like is the most interesting for me. Not for the reasons you might be thinking. Because certain people are just like, wait a minute, redhead character? Reflecting of a redhead individual? Therefore, V may have an attachment because he loves redhead women? Yes, I do. But if that were the case, A, you guys would be seeing a lot of fan art about me having the biggest thing for friends of mine with red hair. And 2, just know, again, that's not the reason. For a character that seems like they're at the down and outs of society and trying to get the best for themselves while also seeping into the regular tropes that everything that's from the down and out isn't as bad as it is from people at the top or middle class, just sort of paints a better narrative for a protagonist. You can tell a story where someone is kind of struggling, but not struggling. If you get what I mean, then you get what I mean. If you don't, then maybe kind of talk to people that are part of like the lower income factions, and they can tell you a couple of stories. That's all I'm gonna say. Everyone else in the series I could go into for just how their tropes play out, but honestly, like I've done for a lot of first episodes, if I don't feel like I'm gravitating towards them long enough to get a lasting impression, I'm not going to waste all of your time just trying to fill up dead air talking about stuff I don't have a clear picture for. The principal, it's a principal character. The 2 male friends, they're male dude friends. The random girl that might be the new best friend, she's the random girl that might be the new best friend. The sister character, need I go on? Set design for what they've chosen for this series is honestly not a bad one. If you were to tell me that this was made in an MMD type of thing and that the whole buildings were made digitally for all peoples to see, I would have believed it over anything with the Maxis IP. I would go into why I'm stating this one more time, but I feel like you guys are sick of me saying the same old thing after 3 reviews. So I'm just gonna leave that as dead air. But everything was plotted out exactly as it should have been. To set up flashbacks in one area very nicely, but also setting the main stage as very detailed, like any good school should be. Everything that's trying to be a focal point for a set design for higher learning must be of that top tier quality. And I swear to God, I hate that lawnmower outside. For this series alone, since it's trying to push on more adult themes more overtly than others, like, Intertwine covered a lot of dark, introspectively evil things for supernatural bases, sure, And Invisible has some stuff where if you guys are keeping up with that, there's a depression demon that sort of takes its own manifested form that seems a little bit more spooky. And Witch Hunt is, of course, Witch Hunt. It has witches. But this is a grounded show that's trying to be very, very adult. In the sense of, like, these are kids that go through a lot of stuff you don't often see in TV shows unless you're in Canada or Britain. America's trying to do that, but failing, because they're turning them into reality shows. I fucking hate everything MTV did those last couple of years for television. Anyway, in its entirety, for what they're setting up for people's own backstories and what we're going to be watching as the series unfolds, nothing is being wasted in trying to set up all of these characters to be interesting, having their own motivations for why they are who they are, but at the same time giving us that nice little nibble across the board about there's more to uncover that meets the eye from this pilot, which again is a top-notch thing that you should do as a director, otherwise you failed. And then I've got nothing to really talk about. Hint for another review coming up soon. Overall, because I would love to go into the other topics, but I have no time right now. I'm sorry, guys. So much to do, so little time, and I'm just over here like, can a brother get a break?
Yeah, I bet you would.
With everything I've seen from Raison d'Etre, I can't say it's a bad series in any right. For all the Sims machinimas I've reviewed thus far, and trust me, there's an even longer list since a few of you guys seem interested in me covering Sims machinimas. I don't know why, because I'm a very snarky bastard, but I appreciate it. I honestly can't say it's also the greatest thing. When it comes to high school / college based series, it's a very iffy thing for me. People showing me the series The Order on Netflix because it's supernatural and set in college. It does well enough for me because I like what they tried to do, I like what they were selling, how the dialogue worked out, and the overall mystery it tried to state for itself, as well as keeping it entertaining by not only trying to utilize how the youth culture may or may not be acting, but using it as a foil for not everyone is like this, and you should probably look under the surface to see how these people truly are in hindsight. In its entirety, from that standpoint, any other show I could think of, such as Degrassi in its later years, or most of the things that I see in American TV, or the seasons before the final season of Skins. Jesus, what the fuck were y'all doing with those characters? I'm just sitting here like there has to be a good way to measure out how to do a good thing. And Raison d'Etre right now is just in that soft middle of I don't know if it's going to be good or bad. It's just in that soft middle of maybe it's going to be solid from everything I can look at from the tropes. Maybe it can be something that will make me fall in love with it. Maybe it'll do something that makes me like, I don't know. It's that middle marker for me for just the genre standpoint that's got me in that whole head tilting motion. Just, I don't know what to really discern from it all. But as a show standpoint away from the genre, I have enjoyed watching this because it felt like I was back in school for the years I actually was there. And just trying to put that best foot forward of you can come back into these huge time capsules of what school was like for yourselves or for anyone else that you know has had these stories, and you'll feel that nice, cool feeling of, yeah, it's just those early days where stuff kind of didn't make a lot of sense, but we were young, we were foolish, and these were our stories at the time. That's raison d'etre for me. And with that, guys, all of the Sims machinimas I already had on plate are complete. But the next time we cover a Sims machinima, we will be looking at the rivers. Until then, though, I'm gonna probably go over to my neighbors next door and say, cut that motherfucking lawnmower off!
Boy, you crazy!